Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Phoenix E.O.D has updated or reinvigorated two of their products, and for the Phoenix fans out there or those that may have been interested or looking into the products, Kronos and Hydra have had some tweaks. So we now have Kronos 2.0 and we have Hydra 2.0. And I'm going to pass along the information of what was done to the formulas and how they improve the formulas, and I'll do a quick demonstration, and I'll pass that information on from you that I've learned from both the owner and some experience I can share using the two new products. Let's get started with the video. Let's start with Hydra. Hydra is Phoenix E.O.D's rinseless or waterless wash. Can be used both ways. Comes in 16-ounce and gallon size, and you can use this many ways. I'm just going to show you a demonstration with maybe one or two of the ways. You can use it as a rinseless wash using a bucket and pre-treating it with a 32-ounce spray bottle that is broken down 256 to 1. Or you can use it in a pump sprayer, or I even use it out of the detail keg. And then there are some that go even further and foam it, and you can use your pressure washer, foam cannon, or foam gun, or an air foamer, such as the one here from Griot's Garage. Foaming it, to me, I don't get the foaming thing with everything. The more you get things foamed up, the less contact it makes with the surface. So I skip this stuff, but some people just are enamored with this foam stuff. So let me give you a demonstration, two ways you can use the product, and I'm going to share my experience with the upgraded versions. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is dilute the concentrate. This comes in a concentrate in both the 16-ounce and the 1-gallon size. And you want to dilute it somewhere around 256 to 1. So that's an ounce per gallon, give or take. And I also dip this into that bucket with the pre-mixed solution, broken down 256 to 1, and fill up one of these. I fill up one of these, maybe two, maybe three. I put one in the back of the car so I can have it in case I get bug splatter, bird doo-doo, tree fallout, and then I just reach into the trunk, get this out, and I can remove it quickly and safely. Contaminants like that and paint do not mix to begin with. The longer you let them sit, the more there is a chance to etch and even burn and eat through the paint. So that's the first thing I carry one of these around in my trunk for. The second thing is for pre-treating when I am doing either a rinseless or waterless wash. So this is already pre-mixed 256 to 1. And if I want to do a waterless wash, I want to pre-treat a panel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it on there and soak the area until it starts running down the side of the vehicle. And I'm going to just do this to a small section of the car here so you can see what's going on. So this area right here, 3x3, 4x4 section, is soaked. It's running down the side of the car. Get the bottom of it soaked, and that you want to give it some time. You want to give it a little bit of time to lift and start to lift and emulsify some of that dirt. You don't want to let it sit too long or it's going to start to dry. So 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, depending on your environment. I just have one here for right now because I'm just going to do this little section. But I have about a dozen of these towels on standby. You can use a sponge, you can use any type of microfiber you like. I like these right here. These here are from Gian, and it's a multi-purpose towel. It has an edge surrounding the stitching. It's safe, it's plush, it has twisted loop design, so it can not only clean, but it also absorbs. And what I'll do is I'll fold it into fours and start at the very top. I would start on the roof, but just for this section, start, and as you're wiping, slowly lift the towel and roll it away from the surface. And why do you want to do that? You want to lift dirt away from the surface, lift that dirt and dust and grittiness. The grittiness is what you're after. Pull it away from the surface so it's not digging into the paint, causing love marks and swirling. And each time you do that, roll the towel, flip it over, get two sides dirty. Do it again, roll the towel, flip it over, roll the towel. And now you can flip it over to the other side, fold it again, and you have 4 more sides. Roll again, roll again. This section is now perfectly clean, and it's also dry. 2 steps, 1 shot. What I like about the new formula is they jacked up lubrication, but even what they jacked up even more is the surfactant, which is the cleaning agent within the formula, to give it even a more squeaky, clean surface, which this feels like. So it doesn't feel like silk because there's nothing left behind, which is why I use Hydra. A lot of these rinseless washes, purposely or unpurposely, intentionally or unintentionally, leave a film behind on the surface. And if I want to do paint correction after the cleaning process, I've got to remove this so it doesn't get pulled up into the pad and make them less effective. And if I'm doing this before protection, I don't want that film to get between the protection, the bond, and the surface. So with me, Hydra is the way to go. This is just subjective here. Use whatever you want. I'm just sharing my experience. And it leaves behind a squeaky, clean, just a clean feel to it. And I know I'm ready to start correction or lay down protection after this step. And because of the lubricants, less of an issue when it comes to marring or scratching doing it this method. Okay. From the quote-unquote waterless to the rinseless method, and I'm going to have some different items within arm's reach. And the first one's going to be a drying towel. We're going to have a bucket of water, gallon, 2, 3, 5-gallon bucket, whatever it is. Put a cap full of the Hydra in there, 256 to 1. It's already mixed. And you can either use a dedicated sponge, and Phoenix has their own sponge dedicated for rinseless washing. I like microfiber mitts, and you can also use your favorite microfiber towel. I have the mix in here, 256 to 1, ready to go. And what we're going to do is pre-treat 1 panel at a time from top to bottom. And the pre-treat is done with the same idea as what I showed you up front. Pre-treat is exactly what it sounds like. The solution is making contact with the surface. You're soaking it, and you're going to give the solution time to start lifting and emulsifying dirt. Some of it is, as I'm looking at it, being carried down the side of the panel. And with the beefed up surfactants and lubricants in the solution, you're going to get a cleaner, safer wash process to your vehicle. Give it some time, let it do its work. Grab your sponge, grab your mitt, grab your microfiber, and squeeze it so it's damp, not dripping wet, but you know, it goes from running off the mitt to just a couple drops here and there, and that is where you want to stop. And you want to start up top, work your way from top to bottom. Not a ton of pressure is needed. Light pressure going back and forth in straight lines, flipping over your microfiber or your sponge, going back into the bucket, rubbing it up against the grid guard, or grabbing your next mitt or sponge if you have multiple sponges, and then continuing with the process. So now what we want to do is grab our drying towel, start at the top, gently drag the towel across that surface. You can do a rolling method if you want to, if you think there's a lot of grittiness within the moisture that's still on the panel, so it picks it up instead of rubbing it into the surface. This is just lightly dusty, So I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way, and voila. The panel is clean, squeaky clean. I love that squeaky clean feel, and it's dried in no time at all. You'll be around the car very, very quickly. Okay, that will take care, this segment will take care of the Hydra and its upgrades, lubrication, the surfactant, the overall strength. Comes in 16 ounce and 1 gallon size. I'll put a link down below in case you want to look into them further. Let's get to the next segment of this video, and that will cover the upgraded Kronos version 2.0. All right, Kronos 2.0. So all you're going to need is the coating itself, and all of the Kronos vials that are available are the updated version. Well, both Kronos and Hydra. So the old version has been flushed out, the new version is fully stocked. And with the coating itself, whatever applicator you enjoy, whether it's microsuede that I like or the blocks that I like, microfiber, foam, whatever you like. And then 2 other microfibers for removing the transfer solution. I like a shorter nap, edgeless microfiber for wiping off my coatings, but to each their own, there's no wrong answer. The sun is starting to creep through the window here, so let's get to the differences I feel between the old and the new version on a car, real live demo. Okay guys, 3 of the most notable changes, and what he wanted to do with this was make it an even more user-friendly experience. So the 3 major changes: number 1, your rainbow effect you see as you're putting the product on, and as the ceramic or the polysilazane or the titanium or whatever's in the formula starts to bond with the surface, you'll see that transfer solution turn to a rainbow color and slightly sweat towards the end of its dwell time. And another thing that he wanted to improve was the coating being able to sit on a panel and you being able to work a larger section before wiping it off, which all that in turn will help make the user experience be a lot more enjoyable. So just crack open the top here. We have the coating dropper insert. When you are first getting it on the application pad, make sure there's no dust or grittiness, and really prime that pad at first. Then when you come in to reload, just do 1 line down the middle of your application pad. Let me set this over here real quick, and we'll take care of the entire top of this whale tail here. Well, not really a true whale tail, but it's a pretty darn big spoiler on this Carrera 4 RS. Beautiful car, we're going to protect it. Let's start on the section pointing up, and I'm going to start with a front to back motion. If you're comfortable with yourself, just these straight lines is all it's going to take. If you are not very comfortable with ceramic coatings, or this is the first coating you have applied, do it in a cross section or cross hatch motion, crisscross pattern, whatever you want to call it. This will ensure that you are making complete coverage. So you don't have to be in a rush. It's warm, it's humid in here. The air conditioners have been off since everybody left. This is a later part of the day towards the evening, and it's really getting hot and humid in here again. And that should be no problem. We even have sunlight coming down on that side of the vehicle. Now, you're going to see I'm going to bring the camera over, and I'm not sure what is going to translate you're going to be able to see, but I will share what I am seeing. And it's already giving me a rainbow, a real strong rainbow effect. And over here, it's starting to sweat a little bit. So with the rainbow effect, and I'm seeing that, it's like an oil slick rainbow is the best way I can describe it. And within 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you can start wiping the transfer solution, which is the one way that we get the coating from the bottle to the surface of the vehicle Then the transfer solution gets wiped up, leaving the coating behind. Hope that makes sense. So we take the first microfiber, and after 3, 4, 5 minutes, piece of cake to wipe off. Even on the side over here where the sun was shining down on it, it's getting hot, it's getting humid in here. Let's switch over to the second microfiber, and I can feel the slickness. Again, real easy to wipe up. There it is. I mean, buffed to perfection in no time at all, and that was the idea. Not only information that comes straight from the owner, but having used the product and sharing my user experience, that is definitely what I have felt so far with the coating. So we're going to let this cure. Your usual 24 hours if you can. The usual time for a coating. Slickness, the gloss, already starting to set in, and that will only improve as it cures. Don't wash for 5 days. And again, it could take up to 30 days for a coating, depending on which coating it is, to fully cure. Okay guys, that's all the information I have for you today. If you are regular users of these products, you will feel the difference right away. If you are new to the Phoenix line, you're going to be excited to give these a shot, and I'll put a link down below in case you want to look into them further. Hydra 2.0, Kronos 2.0, enjoy.